Welcome back to TTBA Podcast, episode number 6. I have Dwayne Davis and Mackenzie Davis, ranked number 2 in 4th grade girls division out of Northeast Texas. Mackenzie, how are you doing today?
Great.
How was your game this past weekend?
I think it was awesome.
How many points did you have?
I think we had 22 points to 0.
How many points did you have?
I don't know.
Okay, so as far as playing your game this past weekend, this was the last going into the playoffs. Are you excited about the playoffs?
Yes.
Okay, so having tied, finished your season, how do you guys feel about being number 2 going into the playoffs?
Like our whole team? I think they would feel good about it because...
How do you feel about being number 2 going into the playoffs, Mackenzie?
Great.
Coach Davis, how do you feel about being number 2 going into the playoffs?
It's okay. You know, once you make the playoffs, it's an even playing field. You know, we're gonna show up and play and put our best foot forward.
So, Coach Davis, being number 2 going into playoffs, being 7-1, and the only loss coming from Cash Irvine, with them taking first, being 8-0, how does that feel?
I'm okay with being in second place. As far as the loss that we took to them early on in the season, we were just really getting adjusted to some of the rules of moving up to the 4th grade with, you know, the full court press, and we're trying to redefine our press break and get everything lined out with them. We had one of our key players go down, fouled out last couple minutes of the game. Really had a big impact on us. So we just got to be ready. You know, if one of our players go out, we got to be able to execute and finish the game.
So I had the opportunity to watch that game against Irvine, and you guys was actually leading that game into the last 2 minutes. Take me through what took place.
Okay, well, one of our key defensive players got into some foul trouble. You know, it was a close game back and forth. I made the decision to leave her in the game. She eventually fouled out. I had to put Mackenzie at the 2 guard, which is she throws in the ball on our press breaks. I think we kind of had some mental breakdowns. We just need to focus more in practice on the second up as far as who's throwing in the ball if Lopez goes out. They got a couple easy buckets off of us on the press, and we just didn't execute at the end of the game.
So, looking back on it, and like I said, playoffs is starting. Have you made some adjustments to where that to be able to be successful on that press if you meet them in the championship?
Most definitely. We've gotten a lot stronger on our press break. I got a couple girls that can go in right now and play the different positions. If one girl goes out, we can keep rolling and keep everything going. So that's what's one of the biggest things that cost us the loss to Cash, was not being able to keep everything going with one of our key girls going out at the end of the game.
I had the opportunity to watch you guys play a couple times this year, and it seemed like you guys are really having fun and enjoying yourselves. Compared to last year, it seems like there's more fun to be had. Take me through what's going on.
Well, I think the girls are having a lot more fun this year. Number one, because we're winning. We have, great parents, this year. So, and that helps out with the kids. That helps out with the coaching. Not having to worry about the political side of it. Keeping parents happy and everything like that is a tremendous asset to have the parents backing you. And it allowed me to solely focus on coaching and getting these girls prepared to play.
Mackenzie, this question is for you. Watching you play and comparing your level of play from last year to now, it seems like you're handling that ball better than you did last year. You seem a lot more confident when the ball's in your hands. What are you doing to get to that level?
Well, first off is from my coach. He's a great coach. He's been teaching us how to dribble the ball better, how to control it. You get down and you get lower to control the ball. Because if you dribble up high, you start losing the ball.
Okay. So you've been in this league now for 4 years, and that first year was with a different coach. How does it feel to have your dad as a coach?
I think it feels better.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
Is he tough on you?
No.
Okay. So you guys practice twice a week with the team. Do you practice outside of the team practice?
Yes.
How often do you practice?
Not often, but like whenever I get to my dad's, it's like usually that time.
What do you do when you practice with your dad?
I usually do around my waist, around my legs, and do V cuts and crossovers.
Okay. I got an opportunity to watch you play Roy City Alexander, and I know you guys, up until this season, hadn't beat them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how did it feel to actually finally beat that team?
Great, awesome, fantastic.
So I know anytime we're watching you guys stack up, it's going to be a great game, and that game was great. You know, you guys won that game at the end there in the last minute or so. Coach Davis, take me through what took place.
Well, that just goes back to some of the adjustments and what we've been focusing on in practice is finishing the game. You know, coming out, getting that loss from Cash. You know, that's just been what we've been mainly focusing on is being able to finish and execute our press break. You know, there's 5 minutes at the end of the game where they can press us, and you know, if you're not executing that at the end of the game, you can give us easy buckets. So, and we actually turned the table on Roy City, and we were able to pull away with the lead at the end of the game with our press break, or our press. I'm sorry.
Okay. I know both of you coach as well, and y'all are very competitive, and y'all love the game of basketball. How did it actually feel to finally get that W against her?
Oh, it was good. It was real good. Very satisfying. They beat us in the championship, so it wasn't as satisfied. It didn't quench my thirst, but you know, I'll take it. You know, a win's a win, but you know, a championship win or a playoff win would have been even more sweet.
I'm glad you brought that up. So let's go back to last year around this time, playing in championships, and you got 30 seconds left on the clock, and you guys got 2 points up, and it looking like you finna seal the deal and take back that championship to Caddo Mills. Tell me about that coaching moment and what actually took place to change that game.
Well, this is my first time, you know, being in the overtime, and I had previously called a timeout, you know, to give my girls a break, and I had one of my girls get fouled. She was going to the free throw line. She was kind of frustrated, so me, you know, just trying to be a great coach, I called a timeout, trying to calm her down, and the rules say you only have one timeout. You know, it doesn't matter how many you end the game in the regular play with. Once you go to overtime, you only have that one timeout. So they got to shoot their a technical foul and tie the game. We had to go into a double overtime. They ended up beating us out in the double or triple overtime.
Okay, so having had that experience and to end your season in that fashion, I can only imagine that you have been a lot of bitter taste in your mouth and a lot of wanting to get back to that stage. So looking at the bracket, looks like you have to go through Alexander to get to Irvine, which is the only loss that you've had this season. How does that make you feel to know that you got a couple tough games ahead of you?
I'm okay with it. You know, if we go put our best foot forward, there's nobody in the league that can match up with us. We're bigger, faster, stronger than any other team in the league. You know, we just have to be mentally prepared. You know, I have to be on top of my game with my coaching, and you know, just let my girls play to the best of their abilities, and we'll come away with the victory.
Okay. watching you guys on and off the court and the way you guys conduct yourself, it looks like you guys are not just a team but a family, and that goes to the parents. It seems like they have a lot of respect for you. Take me through the relationship with the parents.
I think I have a great relationship with my parents. Anytime they have any questions, they come to me, they talk to me. They have my personal cell phone number. Haven't really had any problems with complaints or anything this year. So, it's been a blessing, coming from my previous years, some of the problems that I've had. It's made this year enjoyable to be a coach. And, I think the girls have improved a whole lot more this year because of that. A lot of my parents, they're coaching at home. We're all on the same page, and they're pushing the girls to do better. And I've always said, I have half my parents that want to win a championship, and I have the other half that want to take pictures of the girls on the court with their uniform. And I think this year I have more girls that are parents that's wanting to be competitive, and that kind of fits my coaching style as being a competitive coach.
Okay. So Mackenzie, being ranked number 2 in Northeast Texas in the 4th grade girls division, how does that make you feel?
Good.
So knowing that you're ranked number 2 and then number 1 is held by Marissa Hawkins, which was a teammate of yours last year, what are you doing to come out to that number 1 spot?
Well, I think I would bring defense, offense, which is like never letting her pass me, make sure we can get the ball away from her, make shots, make sure our teammates are having fun still. But I think that having effort and consideration is what makes me a good basketball player.
Okay. So when you step on the court, what is one thing that you're looking for? What are you doing as soon as coach says break and you step on the court? What's going through your mind?
Defense, offense, and what we're doing, how we're going to do it, what's going to happen, and who gets the ball first.
Okay. I got a question for you. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Professional basketball player.
Okay. So if that doesn't work out for you, do you have a plan B?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to be if you can't be a professional basketball player?
Like a person who animates, makes games, or something like that.
Okay. What's your favorite subject in school?
Math.
Who's your favorite teacher in school?
It's Viasana.
And what school do you attend?
Griffiths Elementary.
Okay. I know you recently had a tryout through Threat. How did that go?
Good.
How did you feel to know that the recruiters reached out to you and offered you a position on the team?
It feels fantastic that I actually got on the team.
Are you looking forward to the spring and summer plan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, Coach Davis, how do you feel to be part of Texas Threat?
It's an honor. I'm pretty sure there was a lot, other coaches that could step up to the plate and do the same thing. And it's an honor to be able to coach such a great group of girls and, take our talent here in East Texas to the Metroplex area and, give it our best. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the challenge.
So knowing that these AAU and Select Arena is a lot more competitive, would you say that you have all the tools that you need to go over there and be successful?
Most definitely. I'm not going to go into it naive or cocky. It's all about the girls getting better. At the end of the day, my main focus is improving our girls' basketball skills, making them a better teammate, pushing them to the best of their abilities, bringing something out of them that they didn't know that they had, and that's my number one goal, and at the end of the result, we're going to come out with the win. You do all those things, put all those things together, you're going to come out with the win.
Okay. Looking back on the season, being 7-1, Is there anything that you would have done differently going into the playoffs? If you can have one game back, if you could have one half back, is there anything that you would do differently?
Yes, I mean, if I could take back that cash game, okay, yes. I probably would have sat Lopez for a little while and gave her a blow. And once she got into foul trouble, probably put Mackenzie at the 2 a little bit earlier on in the game. Probably, save Lopez towards the end of the game so she could throw in the ball so we could execute our press break a little better.
Okay. How many years have you been coaching, Coach?
It's my 3rd year.
So before that, you was a parent watching your child play, correct?
Yeah, I watched Mackenzie play 1 year.
Would you say that your mindset from a coaching standpoint and a parent's standpoint has changed?
Yes, most definitely.
How so?
That first year that I watched Mackenzie play, I was not impressed. The level of competition and the fight and the desire to be successful in basketball, it just wasn't there. And sitting back watching as a parent, I thought, hey, it's easy. I can do this. I can do this. And my first year I struggled. And it took a lot of time and effort behind the scenes to come up with a brand new basketball team from scratch. Nobody handed me a playbook. Nobody said, hey, run this defense. Nobody said, run this press break. Nobody said, run this inbounds play. You got to come up with this stuff on your own. So, yes, I was, when I was just a parent watching her first year, I had a lot of criticisms. A lot of phone calls to the commissioner complaining. And the commissioner actually told me, if you don't like it, then coach, volunteer to coach, and that's what I did. So, I understand exactly what the parents are thinking and going through whenever they're watching with the criticism. But at the end of the day, it's not as easy to put a group of girls, of young girls, on the court and have them run at one well-oiled machine. It's not easy.
Well, looking at this season, it seems like you've mastered it, and it also seems like from a parent standpoint, like I said, watching you guys interact on and off the court with the way the girls look up to you and the parents. Take me through how you feel about this year compared to last year.
Well, it's all about consistency. I'm not, last year I had a lot of parents that wasn't happy with the way I was coaching, but if you stick to your values like I said, I'm not saying I do everything right, but I stick to my core values of what I believe that I'm doing is right, and the cream rise to the top. So I just feel like me being consistent, with my coaching style, the way I treat the parents, the way I treat the kids, and now we're getting down to the girls that want to be there, the parents that want to be there, and that's what it makes us so successful, is the parents and the kids that really want to be there and give 100%.
Okay. So, obviously we know you're 7-1. You take away the wins and losses. How do you measure success for your team?
Whenever I look at the rankings, the top 10, I got, 4 of my girls in the top 10. I'll take that all day long. We play as a team. Nobody stands out on my team. If so, then, I'm going to pull you to the side and say, hey, we're going to run the plays the way they're drawn up. I want you to use your abilities. I want you to go on the court and shine, but you're going to do it within our program, and that's just my main focus, is we're going to play as a team. We play and we lose as a team. So that's just pretty much it.
Okay. So let's talk about Cook. What type of role has she played on this team, and also how does she impact the success that you've had this season?
She helps us mentally, as well as physically, but she's a great asset to our team. She's a great distributor of the ball. She dribbles with her head up. She's looking to pass first. I gotta almost tell her to shoot the ball. you know, I got a great group of post players that gets open, and she's awesome at passing the ball down low to my big girls.
Okay. As far as Heffley, you know, watching her and having an opportunity to evaluate her at the TTBA tryout, watching her this past weekend, it seems like she's playing on a whole nother level. Take me through that.
Well, I mean, you're exactly right. You said it exactly right there. I mean, ever since Heffley showed up to that tryout, she's been playing like a girl on fire, you know, and I like it. And that's why I'm so hard on Heffley, because I know it's in her, you know, and I'm going to do everything I can to pull it out of her every time we meet. I'm going to push Heffley to her fullest potential because I know she has it. You know, she has a great parents that allow me to do that, and it's benefiting her. You know, one thing I noticed in our past game versus community is she's beating Mackenzie down the floor on fast break. She's beating Mackenzie down the floor that allow Mackenzie to pass the ball up on a fast break instead of dribbling all the way down, shooting a layup. Mackenzie can pass the ball down to Heffley that's outran everybody down the court. So, man, I'll take that all day long. Effort over talent all day long.
Okay. You know, looking back on it and watching the Lopez file out against that Cash game when you took your only loss. What have you done differently to make your team ready, just in case Lopez finds herself in that same situation?
Well, I have other girls that can step up and play the two guard right now. My two guard is the girl that passes in the ball on our press break. So I have Mackenzie right now where she can step up and play the two guard, two position, and get the ball down the court successfully. That's the major turning point of the Cash game, was us not being able to get the ball in quick enough and run our press break effectively.
Okay. Let's talk about Lopez for one moment. Tell me about what type of impact she has on the team.
I call her the glove. I mean, she's my number one defensive player. She plays up top. She stops the ball. You know, all of my plays run through Lopez at one point or another. She touches the ball more than anybody else, including Cook and Mackenzie. She touches the ball more than anybody else. She may not be flashy. She may not have a lot of stats, but our team doesn't run on all cylinders unless Lopez is there. She's a great competitor on and off the court. So, I mean, I wouldn't want to go into one game without Lopez being on the court.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to come out today. I know you guys tip off in Lone Oak on Friday at 7, correct?
Yes.
Are you guys excited about this first round of playoffs?
Yes.
Okay, so Mackenzie, is there any shout outs you want to give out to anybody?
No.
You want to say hello to anybody? Coach Davis, any shout outs you want to give out?
I'll just give a shout out to my assistant coach, Luis Lopez. I want to give a shout out to all my parents. Thank y'all for being there and support me, having my back all season. You know, we got some unfinished business this year. Got to finish this championship game. So I'm glad to have y'all on for the ride with me.
All right. Well, that wraps up our time, guys. And again, thank you for coming out, and good luck in postseason play.